Hey, what's up? My name is Tom Mirza. You're watching my channel Mirza14, and I'm here doing a new show on OWN called Family or Fiance. Story of Ashaki and Chris. Now, this is the whole setup of the show, so I'll give you a whole breakdown. OWN put the first episode on YouTube, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put that. Hope if I find it, I'm gonna put the episode on the link on my comment section so you can watch it yourself. I don't think they're gonna put every episode. They only put the first episode. You get the idea of it. It's like that, so you can be able to watch it just as I did on cable. Every week I will continue doing these reviews, so you get it caught up, so you get updated. Just because if you didn't see the show yourself or you see different clips, you want to know the whole full down breakdown of the show, I'm gonna give it to you. But so the concept of Family Fiance is that it's a engaged couple. They just got engaged, and before they walk down the aisle and get married, they want their family blessings and stuff like that. And with that, they bring their family to the house for 3 days. They stay in the house for 3 days. They work with a relationship expert called Tracy McMillan. She's the relationship expert, and she sit down and talk to the couples and see how they feelings and give them a rundown of what's gonna happen the next day, give them exercise of what's gonna be happen with their family, and see how it goes. And at the end of the 3 day process, the couples decided if they go, they ask for family blessings, and if they go give them blessings, and then they make the decision whether they go continue on marrying or not. So the show Family Fiance is, the engaged couple go pick their family and side with their family. So you know what, this is not happening. We can't do this. We're gonna call it engagement, or they decide to pick their fiance and just stick with their fiance and get married no matter what, whether their family give their blessings or not. So it's good. And sometimes this is a tricky question. It's like, at what level are your family is a factor to your decision of marrying someone? Me personally, I feel that in some case, way, shape, or form, yes, my family is important. I don't give them too much control over my decision who I should marry and stuff like that. But if I know I work with all these if I work with a lot of communications, we work together, we understand each other, we talk to each other, stuff like that, and I know all that stuff after we go through it. No matter what a person throw at me, we could handle this, and there should be no surprises coming up in our freaking engagement that should stun me and say, "Oh wow, I didn't know about that." And that's something you need to avoid. If you haven't been talked about it and you kept things a secret, and you gonna do this la la land like everything's so perfect, but things is not perfect, and then your partner have to find out when the family comes involved, because sometimes the family knows some secrets that you might not even know. Then that's a different story, especially if you don't want them to air your dirty laundry. So sometimes it's like, it's a thin line. Yes, for me to marry someone, I would like to have the person know that they can get good along with my family, as my family can get along and understand and accept the person, but not too much degree that they make decisions for me. But at the same time, I gotta be comfortable myself and be in a relationship with this person and realize that if this person is the right for me, can I walk down the aisle? Can I have a marriage with the person? Not for the wedding, for a marriage. Can I have a marriage successfully with this person? So it's tough to deal with that. But that was me personally. Like, I do listen to my family, especially my mother. I'm close to my mom, so her blessings will be a word to me if I ever get married with someone and she's still around. And at the same time, work on my relationship with the person. So that's what it is. It's stuff like that. So everybody has their own level of degree how much their family is a factor in their decision in marrying someone, marrying, dating, get to know someone in a relationship, anything. Somebody's level of family is important to them. Somebody feel like, oh, my family is important, so they need to know, and their decision is a big thing. And sometimes they might not even go mad with the person if their family go give them blessings. So this is exactly it. All right, so we got Ashaki and Chris. They've been together, you could say, about 2 years, and um a year, 7 months, or something like that. They've been knowing each other, and stuff like that, and they got engaged. And that's a quick, that's like that. Relationship for over a year, something like that, you get engaged. I mean, if you get engaged, that's fine, but don't be so quick to marry. And that's a lot of them probably do it. They both was young. We find out that she is 22 years old and he's 29 years old. He already had 3 kids, 11, 9, and 4 years old. So if she get married to him, she gotta become a stepmom. a role as a stepmom with three young kids. Basically, they still young, and being young herself, she still have a life to grow. She's still in school, as we know. I guess they was giving her school questions. It's like, if you're in school, you gotta take a test. What you gonna do like that? She needs to learn herself, and she's so young and to step in this role as being a stepmom at a young age. Like sometimes, if you in the 20s, it's an age of defining yourself and building yourself and exploring. You still becoming your adulthood. It's like you already know who you are once you get in that adult stage. But now you need to cultivate yourself and do what you got to do. Exploration stage in the 30s, and then when you get more settled down and stuff like that, 40s and 50s, stuff like that. But the 20s is more just the exploration stage. You start finding your career, finding your standing, finding your individuality, your knowings, your values, your morals, all that stuff will come and play, and things you come about and experiences shapes in your 20s. It's like a reckless exploration stage, and to get engaged and married so young like that, and especially be a stepmom with somebody who 3 kids already, it could be tough. So one of the exercises they had to do is for Ashaki, they wanted to see if she could be step in the role of the stepmom, because being married to him is not just you marrying Chris, you marrying Chris and you being there for his 3 children that he have. Whether we don't know if he's taking care of them full time or he with the baby mom and stuff like that. It seems like it's that baby mom situations where he hit the kids sometimes, but when he had the kids in his custody, she got to be the stepmom. The stepmom. I don't know why I keep saying that. Like that. So we want to see if she's ready. So they write down scenarios and see if she is able to step to her task and being a stepmom. And that's as well as the family will write 20 questions, and he got to answer them and be ready to answer any questions. Now, before they went to that exercise, they came in, they had met the house, met with Tracy, and she told them about the exercise and stuff like that. And a little bit of background story, like, yeah, he got 3 kids, they met a year and a half. She wasn't getting her any time of day at first, and he was liking the chase, and finally got together, and they relationships and they've been good ever since, and they got engaged. Now, on Ashaki family side of the family, she brought her mom, her auntie, and her best friend. Chris brought his sister, his cousin, and his mom. It's like that. And they sit down and they talk and they ask her, can you share any concerns, any fears, any values, any things about the wedding, about us being married, so like that. And when they all was talking, it came and revealed that the cousin revealed that something that he said, I was so shocked that you get married because you know how we do with women and everything. And basically implying that Chris is still dealing with other women. He's still a cheater, basically. And he didn't say, you know how we did, or what we done, or what we have done, or something like that in the past, or we did. He said, you know how we do. So basically that dude changes everything, making it, put a bug and figure a shocking is like, is he cheating on me now? Like, and I'm not the only one, and I'm being shared. And Chris revealed that not Chris, his cousin Omar revealed that, yeah, we be sharing women in the past, we used to deal with women in the past, and so like that. If I called your phone and I asked you what's in the background, you saying don't deal with it, it's none of your business, or like that. So in Omar's mind, that Chris is still cheating and he's still messing around, and he didn't get over the fact that he got a girlfriend, and he just stopped all that stuff. Because like Omar said, a lot of people think, and the thing that is, I be telling some of my friends and stuff like that, even though you're in your 20s, you still in the adult defined stage. You already know who you are. You already know your practice. You start practicing your habits at that age and everything. So if you always been cheating before you with someone, you still gonna be cheating. It's not gonna stop. You just didn't cut off like that and just say, okay, I'm with this lady. She's the more important person. She's my fiance. You can still think that, but you can still have your cake and eat it too. You can still have your main woman and still have side chicks. This is still prevalent today. Like, people who have fiancés, have wives, have girlfriends, got babies, all that stuff like that. But still, in whatever reason, they still go out there and have sex with other females or other males, whatever floats your boats. It's like that. So That's what it's like a thing. So all I'm thinking is that Chris has a thing, and he's 29 years old. So if you've been cheating all this life, you got 3 kids. We don't know if all of them about the same woman or he got different baby mamas and stuff like that. You got 3 kids by the time he's 29 years old, and got this young lady who don't have kids yet and everything. And to go about to bring that energy to that topic, you haven't changed. And the fact that you got a fiance doesn't change the fact that you still doing what you gotta do. And throughout this episode, he's like really deflecting, he projecting his anger. Like when they was asking him about the questions, asking him about it came about in the 20 questions about the eyelashes, and Ashaki got really upset because she know about the situation and he thought they were done with it. And that's another thing. It's like men always think that the female is done with the situation or whatever reason you thought we done with it, but it's not really exactly the truth. You're not done until we actually really spoke about it. It's maybe put a sweat under the rug and we haven't been talking about it, but we haven't forgot about it. So sometimes it sucks and it's like, okay, what's going on? So when he just came about, you know how he get defensive, he was getting all upset. And I said, if you had nothing to hide, you would never get upset about these things because you thought it was over. No, it's not be over, because a guilty mind will go through all these angry, get upset, and leaving and walking out and get up attitude projecting. If you know something is, you hiding something, but you never revealed the truth. And Shaki was saying, how come your cousin who came in, and it was like, yes, you bring somebody who knows so much of your dirt. Like if you want to get somebody to be on your side, you shouldn't bring your cousin if he knows so much about who you are. Maybe it was a good thing that he did come because he could be the truthful person, even though it's for television. So, but to have that person come in and displayed that he said, you know how we be doing with women, is implying that you are still cheating. He knows that you still do what you gotta do, and that he's just like blindsided that you got this girl fiance and said like, oh, everything just stopped and because you with her. No, he will think that nothing has been stopped. You just have a fiance, but you still do what you gotta do. You still doing you. And it clearly shows signs as the episodes going by and by. He talking, he trying to smooth talk her, and he was trying to like say this, and you know what it is, and the eyelash problem. He's saying his sister, because his sister was there. His sister, it could have been her eyelashes, and Ashaki said, it's not yours. I could tell it's not yours. He said, how you know? It could have been my eyelashes. I said, no, it's not your eyelashes. I know it's not your eyelashes. So like that. And I said, yeah, because she said she came one day, it was 6 in the morning, she came knocking the door, he was not answering the door when he came. She said, I'll come inside, he would not let her in. I would say, if it was your sister, why in the world you wouldn't let her in? So I was like, that's a clear red flag to me. Like, you would not let your fiance or girlfriend in at the time when she come knocking on your door, no matter if it's 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Maybe because something happened and you didn't want her to let her in. I was like, you were clearly hiding something. And then the next day you let her in because she didn't want to talk to you, and you got upset because she didn't talk to you for the whole day and stuff. So that's why you didn't let her in also. It is what it is. Well, the topic of infidelity came up, and that like shake the whole foundation, because they was like, oh, they was lovey-dovey, they not gonna break us, they was so good and we all good until this came about, and then it shook their whole foundation. So it's like, okay, does one person tear this up? So I was like, okay, that's crazy. So when it came to Ashaki with the 3 women, Chris' mom, her mom, and her aunt, and they asked for different scenarios, write down the scenarios to see if I'm okay to be ready to be a stepmom. And one of the scenarios is, say you pregnant with your first child, this would be his 4th, and you gotta go to school. How will you handle a situation where you know he's not ready to have another one, and he's not ready to have another child with you and stuff like that, and you got to take a school and be pregnant? And she said, I wouldn't think about that. She was a hard question. She didn't like that question because she was like, if he acts like he don't want this child after we went through this whole process of getting pregnant and stuff like that, I would leave him, because I would not stay with him if you know I'm not ready to have a blessing with a child. And it's like that. It's like when somebody, especially Chris, this is something you got to talk about. He already had 3 kids. 11, 9, and 4. Yes, you're his fiance, but you gotta sit down and talk to him. It's like, is he ready to have another child at this moment? Is he ready? Even though you're with you, is he ready? He might have you because you could be a stepmom to his children, but is he ready to take care of another child on top of those other three he has? So that's something you got to think about. And she looked like she ain't thought about that. It was like, oh, that's a tough question. I didn't like that. I would not even think about. I would have to leave him if he was not ready for the children. I said, yeah, if you got school, you got stuff like that, you got to be your career. The second scenario was, what about if you got a school, and the school have you got to take a test, and 90% of your grade, and the school, one of Christian children's school, call you to pick up their child. What you got to do? She said, well, I would have to take a test, and I would have to leave the kid at the school. And he said, you will leave the kid at the school? And that's not good. That's like, you gotta step up. That's stuff, decision you gotta make. Sometimes stuff happens, and then school call you, and sometimes when you at work, you might have to drop things what you're doing at work and go to your attend to your child, because sometimes, because these days, like, we leave your kids late for a long time and stuff, they will call police, they call social services like that. It's like you neglecting your children, it's like that, and they will find out, especially so late. So that's something that's like she not to be worried about. And they was all looking at, and even Chris' mom was like, okay. So Chris' mom asked another question: what about you got to go to court, and the judge decided to rule that they need both incomes to pay the child support of the one of the baby mamas. And she was like, oh, I have to pay it? She said, you will have to pay it, yes, because if you marry with someone and the judge ruling that's just tough, and you both incomes together, they will consider the wife's income as well to pay child support if his income is not sufficient enough to pay the child support that she's asking for. So the wife's income and his income would be part of paying child support. So she would end up paying child support. She said, I wouldn't like that. I don't know. I would not like that. Now I hadn't thought about that. I didn't think about that. So it was like, they would say she like a deer in headlights. The aunt said she's act like she a deer in headlights. Like she didn't know anything about this stuff. Like she had no reality about child support, about kids, or his one any more children, stuff like that. I was like, that's something you need to know. Like you cannot just blow past that and think that the wedding is so great, but the marriage part is so, it's not simple. It's like you got to think about kids. What about, will he want children, any more children? Can he be around to be available? Can he be around to pick up the kids if you need to? If he gotta go to court for one of the baby mamas, whatever reason, because the baby mama feel like you married, he not taking care of his one of the kids, and they take for child support, are you ready to pay child support? It's like that. So that's something she didn't think about. So she really, I was like, oh, I had to think about that. I did not think about that. I was like, oh my gosh, Ashaki. I said, yes, he's so young, so maybe you're blinded by how good looking he is and stuff like that, or whatever, he's good in bed and stuff. But cute faith doesn't always make things alright. It's just because you like him and love him, stuff like that. It's stuff, it's reality. I mean, a stepmom is a big role. And can you take that role being so young at 22 years old when you just started building your own career yourself and you still young yourself? So that's something to think about. And then when the 20 question came about, I really talked about that earlier around the eyelashes and her big blowout and everything. He was not trying to answer the question. He was upset. He was starting to project on her. The mom was upset. She said, you're not going to take this on people and put it on her and deflecting and not dealing with the issues when you're supposed to be dealing with. And it's tough, and they not doing this, and she couldn't deal with that. She was like, she still think it's other people. So it's like, he said, it's no other people. I didn't want anybody when I was with you. I would say, okay. That's something you got to deal with. And I said, it's tough to even think about that. But that's what you have to do. Infidelity is a topic. It was so early on, and it came about now. Then what if it come out in the future? And it just came about now. So it's like, glad that it came out now before you walked down the aisle, because you got married and they found out he been cheating on you. That's not good. So that was whole day one. And then day two, they had two groups. One to stay and did a massage and talk about things. Other one with the bowling. Most of the women stood together. The mom, the aunt, the mother, the two moms, the aunt, Ashaki, stood at the house while Chris' sister, Ashaki's best friend, and Omar went to bowling. And they had the whole little thing and stuff like that. The mother talked to Omar and saying, you know something, why you would say that and stuff. And he seemed like he does know some more than he's letting on. But I would say, why you would say something if you don't have any proof? But it seems like his proof is worth more than enough in his words, and Chris gonna hang himself no matter what, and it will hang himself at the end. So when it gets to the last part, the last day 3, they set the family together and asked them for their blessings because they each day they sat down with they sat down with Tracy and asked and talk about things. And the first day they was all bubbly, happy, go lucky, and then the second day they was like they was distant from each other and not harmonious like they was in the first day. And the last day they was like they made decisions like we gonna be together no matter what and stuff like that. But he was doing most of the talking, like speaking up for her, and she was going along with it. But it seemed like she wasn't too fully into it as much. But she did tell the relationship expert that whatever we do, we're gonna test the test of time. We're gonna work it out and be there for each other and work these issues out we have. So I was like, okay, we'll see. Alright, so on the last day, they asked for their blessings. The only two people who gave their blessings was Omar and Chris' mom. Everybody else said no. Now, it was funny how, and Ashaki said this in a thing, she said it's funny how Omar, the one who causes all dissensions, discords, and this discord and tensions between everybody, all this drama in the last 2 days, saying that, implying that Chris is cheating and he's still doing with other women, and caused all this uproar with the families and distrust and trust issues, and it's like all these questions and doubt towards Chris, and then he gave his blessing. And he said, y'all can work it out. It's like that. So that's typical. It's like you don't bring something up like this and you think they could go work it out. No. No, you brought this up. That means that you know he's doing something they shouldn't be married. And now you give them blessings. And then the mom said, y'all can work together out. If I'm here for you, I'll give my blessings to you. It's like that. It seemed like the mom doesn't want him to marry. So it's like that. But she still feel like a woman that he may not be so truthful, because when he revealed about the eyelash situation, even I was like, hold up, that shit don't make any damn sense. He said that the eyelash at the house, it was his sister, she was drunk, she dropped it and all that stuff, like, I don't know what kind of glue, it stuck so hard in the floor, everything, or on him, I think he said on the floor or on him, so like that. And he had to take it out and throw it in the trash. If she found out in the trash, and she questioned him, he said it was sister and stuff. But his sister, Ashaki, no, that wasn't his sister. It was somebody else, another woman. And even the mom said, yes, I love my son, but I'm a woman, and I know that story did not sound right. And I say, yeah, that story did not sound right at all. And I'll say, what? Chris, it doesn't make sense. Like, what glue and what's so strong that it would stick to you or whatever? And he said, knowing that I'm doing with women in the past, I would not leave no evidence like that in the trash. I said, obviously you did, because you know that your girlfriend's coming around and you doing it in the trash. That's a quick fix the thing, hurry, and she found it. So you was not that damn great and discreet as you say you were. And now, when Chris was like, you know what, we're going to go low with this, we're going to be friendly, we're going to work it out, we're going to go down the aisle, even though I asked for your blessings, like that, even though another half of y'all didn't give it to us, less than half of y'all gave it to us, we still going to go through it. But Ashaki say, you know what, it's a lot of revelations that have been revealed, it's a lot of things that came about, I need to work on myself, I think we both need to work on ourselves because we're so young. I had thought about a lot of things I have never thought about before, and it just made me realize that we're not ready. We're not ready to get married. I'm calling off the engagement. He expected decisions and that thing, and I was at the end. And at the end of the credits, they showed that they're no longer together. He revealed and he admitted that he was cheating on her with another woman. I said, there you go. You were still cheating. You were still cheating, and you were trying to hide the fact that he didn't cheat it. And then your Omar cousin blew the shit up. And now it just dawned on you, like, you got to deflect and you got angry, so like that, because your cousin blew your whole spot up when you were trying to hide, and you never told Ashaki about this, and you try to keep this a secret, knowing that it was going to come out. and then it came out on national television. Now everybody know you still a cheater. So it's like, and now they broke up. They're not together, but they're working on on the friendship. But that was the first episode. It was good, and I'll say I will, like I said, I will continue watching next week and the following weeks to this whole season come about, and give you up reviews on it. And I enjoyed this kind of dynamic concept of having family reveals things and how the couple work on their issues. Until next week, talk to y'all later. Peace.